Anti-Afro Svengalis. What I'm going to do for you, I'm going to play a few clips from Taz's recent live stream on Pookie, the YouTube Harass-a-Pist, aka Dumpsey, legal name Dempsey Spears, the Medicare defrauder, the one who continues to use titles that the state took away from him. I'm going to play some clips. But listen, what I'm not going to do is replay his abominable, abusive, outrageous, sexually harassing, vulgar, and unethical comments. Comments that have led to contract terminations. It's bad, people. So that's left out, but I'm going to play Taz's commentary responding to it. Nothing but truth. If you want the live stream, let me know. I can send it to you. But obviously, we can't play it because Dumpsey got disciplined for it. If you getting disciplined for it, you know it's bad. I put a couple of clips up and he went and complained to YouTube about it. And of course, YouTube would take it down because it was incredibly vulgar and disgusting. Although I didn't use anyone's name, that shows you he proved the point. Yes, that content is not fit for YouTube. And Carrie Ann and Let Me See Your Handcuffs didn't have the guts to send complaints to YouTube. I thank them because we were able to capture this. And this is what Dempsey got disciplined with. What an absolute dodo bird. Just doesn't even think, even for a second. He's so quick to try to get back at somebody. He's completely reckless. When it comes to self-destruction, he jumps right in. So people, don't touch that dial after you hear buyer beware.
Instead of being a meaningful therapist in the state of Texas, well, what is he? He's calling himself the Black YouTube therapist. That's got to be discussed, fam. I mean, what type of therapist were you before Black YouTube? You know what I'm saying? How do you become the Black YouTube therapist? Who's coming to you for therapy? Nobody. Right. I know. And that's where the problem comes in. Because again, these people, they have credentials, but they want credibility amongst niggas. You know what I'm saying? They want credibility amongst niggas. They don't want credibility amongst even white people or good, decent Black men. They want to be in these spaces and circles with the thugs and talking that stupid shit and fucking around and addressing women and all this dumbass shit. Like, it's like sitting around this fake ass manosphere mentality and really fucked a lot of these cats up because they forget what they were doing their entire lives. And I really think it's sad that you get bold and you get tough when you get online and whatnot. But these are the most dangerous pookies because they got something to prove. Those of us who did shit when we were younger, we've moved out of that lane. It ain't like I come on here and want to talk shit to you niggas. I almost have to as a reminder that this is what I've done. This is what I do. This is what I will do. This is not what you've done, fam. Most of all, you don't talk shit to niggas. D Darrell, you don't talk shit to niggas in person. You've never talked shit to nobody in person in your fucking life. You know what I'm saying? And just all of this shit, fam. Being on here talking this shit about fathers, making it seem like he's such this great father and all this shit, knowing what happened with your wife and your daughter and all of that. Some of that, bro, you supposed to have been to fail back by now, not said shit else, and kept it moving. But you know that never happens. And so, you know, as promised, I told you, you're a perfect case study for me to talk about that person who can't seem to live his life the way he's always lived his life when he gets online. When he gets online, he becomes an entirely different person, a tough guy. Again, a man that's willing to put it all on the line just to be online talking shit, just to be known in male spaces, just for niggas to say, oh, you went in on such and such. Now, again, you're supposed to be a licensed therapist, someone of respect, someone with a reputation. But ask yourself, just like him and Dennis Sperling, the lead attorney, and many others, why would men of respect in their communities be on here putting their reputations on the line if they actually had respect in their communities? Nobody respects these dudes outside of their YouTube streams and their platforms, and I think they know that. So you're no different than the nigga you trying to call a bum. You're no different than a person you see on the streets that nobody cares about, because nobody cares about you either, bruh. Just a nigga with a degree that's failing in life because you move as if you got everything under control and you can't because you're on here coming for somebody every fucking day. I want y'all to hear this shit though, man. Let me know if this is becoming of a licensed therapist, a black man who wants respect. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's a no, and it's time to weed these niggas out because a lot of times they'll just walk in with their degrees and want you to respect them based on having a degree, but they're not a respectable person. They don't operate with integrity. They're not standing on shit. They're just a person with a degree that studied well, and I don't think it's anything wrong with that. It's not a shot at people who walk out of there with their degrees. It's a shot at people who walk out of there and forget why they were there. And it seems every time that it's a nigga that do that shit, you forget the whole reason why you went and got that degree. The respect I'm supposed to give you, I can't because of how you move. You're a bitch. Just keep in mind, I don't, you know me, man. I get it in, fam. I'm not here to defend nobody from getting flamed, none of that, fam. I get it in. I talk my shit. But I'm telling you from me to you that the only reason I do that is because I'm not under anybody's employment, fam. Like anything I do is under independent contract. I am not licensed by anybody to do anything that I'm currently doing. So let's say I was still a home health aide, right? I wouldn't be on this motherfucker talking shit to niggas. I just wouldn't. I believe that you're supposed to operate with levels of integrity. And when I realized that it's gonna be some nigga shit on here, yeah, fam, I left that gig, man. Everybody know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm still licensed in the state of Illinois, can still pull up on some of my clients as I have, is no problem. But in regard to moving with integrity in that field, nah, fam, I don't want nobody to take no videos to my clients and shit talking about this is him and this is the person that you be having with your son. Like this is the person that teaches your autistic son. This is him. Nah, fam. So like I'm smart enough to know to leave that behind if I'm gonna be doing this shit. And that's what people like D Darrell ain't taking into consideration. He's licensed as a therapist, but he comes on YouTube to be a therapist because ain't nobody using his goddamn therapy sessions outside of YouTube. So now you come on here and you force fake therapy on the people. But like I say, you sound like a nigga in the street somewhere in the hood. Ain't got no business talk about nobody ass and nobody cat and none of that, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Not only as a husband, but as a therapist, man. Now, am I tripping? Like, because I don't feel like I'm reaching here. I feel like I'm making a point that the Pookie and Ray Ray in these niggas is just as bad as the person you could identify. So saying a nigga didn't get a college degree or doesn't do this or doesn't work here or there seems to not matter because motherfuckers will ignore this therapist who's supposed to be helping people as he sits here and talks shit to people, fam, like he's just a regular nigga on somebody's corner. Like, what's the difference between him and a corner boy? Like the fuck? Now, why is a man, a married man, why is a married man talking about somebody's wife from the back? Now, listen, fam. Listen here and listen good. So I had a clown the other day say to me some shit like, why can't you judge women? Your wife gonna clip yours and all this type of shit. And the question levied at me was without such and such. And like I told him, fam, I'm married, dog. I just don't get down like that. Married men should not be online talking about who that is disrespectful to your wife. And you should be able to redirect that question with that without being attacked by other men. But I know wives like this will come on here and disrespect their wives. I mean, his wife is the abusive one in the relationship and she abuses their children. So again, he probably doesn't have much respect for her anyway in that regard. But as for me, you won't be hearing me on here talking about shit like that. I ain't never talked about smashing nobody's wife, nobody girl, none of that shit. That's lame shit. And married men should be operating with different levels of integrity when it comes to that. But as you hear, they don't.
Over it. Yeah, I'll be over it. I'll make a song back, but I'm not gonna hold no grudge forever. I don't really want a ass wife. And then they're gonna sit there and talk about she blamed me for having she had to go to a fucking rehab. Yes, come on. I should have got a lawyer because I blame you for why I had to go to rehab.
But men that are married, like I said, they disrespect their wives like this. And again, this is the integrity that I'm talking about that an unethical therapist would display in his Pookie tendencies.